welcome. My name is Chris Westbrook. I'm the museum curator here. I'm amazed at how many people come out tonight to the cold, so thank you so much. It's wonderful to see so many of you here. I think I should really start by addressing the elephant in the room. Yes, there is an elephant in the room. You're not seeing things. It's a wonderful piece that Ketna put together for the Elephant Parade. The show tonight begins a new programme for the Heath Robinson Museum for 2025. It's quite a different programme going forward, and it's one where we hope to strive to collaborate more closely with the rich culture and community that we have within Harrow. I'm sure a lot of you are locals here, and you would have seen over the recent decades how vibrant and multicultural Harrow has become. I'd like to thank the team here because it's been quite a long and difficult hang. Particularly moving the elephants around is quite an unwieldy thing. But they've done an amazing job, and I really want to thank the hanging team, the curatorial team, but obviously the backroom team too, so operational and learning. We've got a great team here, and I'm hoping that this next year will be one of growth. A programme which is very different, and I hope that you'll come back and visit us again. I think now I should hand to Ketna for a moment, so please welcome Ketna.
Hello everybody. I've got a tendency to talk too much, so
I'll give you
just
a
coming
sign.
yes, exactly. Oh my God, this is so amazing and quite surreal for me to be doing this in my backyard, literally. I've been living away from London and the UK for so many years, almost 30 years, and I moved back just before COVID, and I had never heard of this museum. And then, because of this tall gentleman, Dhiru, put your hand up. Dhiru saw my work at the Headstone Manor Museum this time last year, got in touch with me. Him and Alison, his wife, came round to the studio a couple of times. He got in touch with Chris. Chris then came home, and this has all happened quite quickly, hasn't it? Well, I don't know. It seems like a long time, but I just wanted to say thank you, Dhiru, because I wasn't aware of this space, and for anybody who knows me, I have this almost weird obsession of wanting to glorify or tell stories about what is invisible or less visible or local. Because perhaps maybe being Indian and having lived in East Africa, where I was, always lived in countries where I'm not the majority, and there's a sensitivity that develops over time where you tune into all the stories that are not told. And so for me, when I tell people I live in Stanmore, a lot of them roll their eyes and they think I live in a slightly boring place or whatever. But Stanmore is a 15th century village, and there is so much history there. So much history in Stanmore, Pinner, Harrow, Northwood. So to be bringing a kind of more international expression into a local community, for me, is even more important than if this was on King's Road or Marylebone Road. And I don't know if you can understand that feeling for me. So we've called this exhibition Remixology because I think for me, whether it's subconsciously or consciously, maybe being a Hindu, and Hinduism is not a religion, it's a way of life, but in the Hindu context, time is not linear, it's a circle, and it doesn't begin or end, very much like the old records that we used to play. I was just saying this to a journalist earlier, right? Yeah. That when you want to listen to a song, you just put the needle onto any part of the record and the song plays, there's no beginning or end. So humanity has existed for God knows how long, and I think the human stories are the same. What changes is the stage set and the characters. very much like a piece of live theatre. In fact, there's an artwork there which says, "Stay calm and chant Om Namah Shivaya." And if you notice, there's red curtains in the background, and that's Lord Shiva. He's dancing his Tanda dance, or the dance of destruction. And in Hinduism, we consider reality as a leela, which is a fleeting moment. It's a moment in theatre, and we are just mere actors playing a role in our own theatre. And the stage set is, Pinner, London, India, Mexico, whatever. So those are just the props, but the story remains the same. So in this exhibition, and I guess for a big part of my working life as an artist, what I try and do is flatten time and bring in the past, the present, and sometimes the future. Like, I love science fiction. I've got a lot of science fiction happening in the background, like that piece there is called Groundhog Day. So when you flatten time and you take things outside of their context, even this piece, for example, you're opening up the conversation in a philosophically much bigger way that might not have been possible if you were to remain faithful to existing timelines. So by mixing things up, it's inviting the viewer to step out of this present-day context and to resurrect episodes of reality that have happened in the past and to connect to various episodes. And in doing that, it'll be so interesting for me to get your feedback on what each person gets. I mean, Chris and I had long conversations. He's a brilliant curator, by the way. He's given me complete freedom, which is quite unusual for a curator, so thank you very much. But it would mean a lot to me tonight or whenever we meet for me to get feedback, good, bad, ugly, just feedback on the work, also this sort of expression in the context of Pinner and Harrow, because I'd love to, in my own way, just take a big wooden spoon and stir things up a little bit and bring the rest of the world into our little communities and get the conversation going. So this museum is run predominantly by volunteers, and it's such a fantastic story how the museum came about. So I'm not going to tell you too much tonight, but I hope you can go into the room next door, have a look at the
permanent collection.
Yeah, the permanent collection of Heath Robinson, but Heath Robinson is the protagonist of this space. And so many people might not even know who he is. And he's a part of the lexicon. He's an amazing man. You can maybe tell everybody more about Heath Robinson. But anyway, it's a wonderful museum, so please help spread the word about the museum, about the show, and give me your feedback. And thank you if I've forgotten to thank anybody.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you all very much.
In terms of enjoying the rest of the show, there are handouts with more information about each individual work. If you have any questions, please come and ask, but do please also visit the permanent collection next door, which has a fraction of the Heath Robinson originals that we house here. And enjoy the evening. Thank you.